Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and make a living for themselves, but also young leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age to jump on board and learn, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information for those of you who might be on the path toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
All right, viewers, you're welcome back to our second segment of today's edition, SSM International Update. What we do is bring the international news together and look into some angles on it. Dr. Godwin, you're welcome. We hope the mic is checked now.
Yeah,
Dr. Godwin?
it's much better, isn't it?
Yeah. That's nice. That sounds good.
Okay.
Gentlemen, let's come to what's happening now from the November the 10th, Monday next week, to I think it will run to Friday 21st. The 2025 United Nations Climate Change Conference begins. It's a major event because everybody will be there, even though America will not be there. But it is being held in Brazil, and we know that there have been issues over this climate change thing. Donald Trump has publicly criticized it. He has also said it's all a sham. There's nothing like this. Leaders are now facing off with him with those comments. But let's talk about that event. Dr. Godwin, climate change. Will Russia be at Brazil on the 10th?
This climate change is true. The scientific community is clear that there's a climate change, but it's not about the climate change. It's about how much is rated and what is used to achieve. If it's used as a political tool to achieve something or some particular kind of advantage. For resource-rich nations who produce and supply crude oil, they will be less inclined to be pushing towards renewables, except they have a huge stake in renewable energy like China does in the electric car industry and the battery, where they control, I think, close to 80% of the market in terms of the solar panels and other things like that. So it's clear that there's a climate change, but how fast it is still up for debate. How quickly we should react to is up for debate, and especially amongst countries with diverging interests. Russia generally works towards with the climate change groups, and Russia is also moving towards renewable energy. They allow electric cars and trying to assemble them, but at the same time, factually, there is no energy density that can replace fossil fuel, apart from nuclear energy, which has its risks. Also, there's a geopolitical aspect. America is competing with China, and America doesn't want to engage in anything that could be seen to be limiting its economic potential or growth in the face of Chinese advancements and the movement towards the multipolarity. So it's a political issue as much as it's a scientific issue, and a lot of policies of different countries will be shaped based on their national interests.
Nice, thank you. Good insights. Maziobi, UK Prime Minister acknowledged the whole thing, and he will also be there in Brazil. But are you guys working, channeling your efforts towards this whole plan? You know, what is the UK doing, and how do you see this climate change?
I think if you look at the UK does not produce a significant amount of greenhouse effects.
Mhm.
The climate within the UK, there are new regulations. If you take London, for instance, they are trying as much as possible to minimize carbon emission into the air and all that. So the UK is very serious when it comes to even up to the minutest thing like waste management. In the UK, you can see great effort is being made to manage even household waste because of the effect on the global environment. So I'm not surprised that the UK is there. We're a service oriented nation. We don't produce too much, we don't have too many factories here polluting the air. So uh, definitely UK is keen to make sure that we have a clean environment, clean air to breathe in. And we are happy that the Prime Minister of Great Britain, has indicated his interest to participate and is participating in the global, conference. Dr. Ibe has, very well put, summarized everything that we need to talk about the climate change. Climate change is real, it's happening. But again, like Dr. Ibe said, there's a political angle to it, and every country that is trying to increase their manufacturing sector will tell you that climate change is not their concern as it is. But do we need to do something about climate change? Yes, we've seen the encroachment of the Sahara. We are seeing the effects. 2021 to 2025 has been noted as the hottest years over the past years. And 2025 was, we saw significant fires and everything. And these are all part of the global change. The ice in the Antarctic is melting. So we need to look at it. But like Dr. Ibe said, there's a political angle to it, and there's an economic angle, and there's a social angle to it. So it's just to find the balance where we as people that inhabit this earth needs to start doing something to curb, global carbon emission and, save our planet.
Save our planet.
Can
George,
I add
is
something
Canada
quickly,
saving the planet?
please, before George
Uh-huh.
comes in? Can I add something
Okay.
quickly before I
Mhm.
wanted to say, but it skipped my mind. There's another angle I didn't talk about: the hypocrisy of the climate change people. In the sense that one of the major contributors to climate change or carbon emissions is wars and sponsorship of wars around the world. Where you pick a geopolitical enemy and you're so focused on containment of that geopolitical enemy, you start a nuclear arms race. We know some people are starting nuclear testing very soon, and when we say nuclear testing, we mean nuclear testing. It means that the thing that you and me have in common, no matter where you live in this world, this Mother Earth, is going to feel the effect of the nuclear testing. The hypocrisy of climate change is also another thing, because from one angle, people see that everyone is really investing in wars, and the especially the neocons and the military industrial complex is increasing every day. So people are skeptical about how serious even those nations are taking it. If you want real to reduce global, not only emission of cars, you reduce all conflicts in the world, and you have gone a long way in reducing carbon emission.
You've gone a long way in reducing carbon emission. You broke that one down again. Georgie,
Yes, yes.
yes, go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, we're here. We're here as they're gathering in Brazil. I mean, our prime minister is going to be there, Marconi, and because
Mhm.
Canada is very interested in that. The narrative, I mean, most presidents are coming after Trump because of his this
Mhm.
climate denial. So that's what they call it. Even the UN General Secretary Guterres was sharply condemning many nations that are not participating, because it feels
Mhm.
like there's been some some of them are spending billions to lobby against the progress. So you see, the world is basically divided. So the absence of these leaders, from the world is was top polluting nations, especially U.S. was heavily noted with Colombia president who was saying that Trump was against humanity. So this is what you see, that aspect of the geopolitical um, aspect of it. But not only that, also because when you go to the oceans, you see what the plastics, this plastic that we're using, the kind of
Mhm.
pollution that it is causing. This is part of the thing that needs to be stopped. Not only the fossil fuel, but also how to be able to recycle the
Solutions.
product that we use, so that Canada is top in line when it comes to that. Everything is recyclable. Everything recyclable is being recycled here. So we don't play with that. So that's the contribution Canada is making in that aspect of it too.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Gentlemen, our time is running, but we still have some more things to talk about. Tomorrow, Southeast Nigeria, Anambra State. Anambra State does the what you call off-season election for its governor. Tomorrow, Anambra will be picking a new governor that will run for 4 years. Will it be Soludo or Okachuku or the other 15 other men that battles for governorship? Maziobi, you're very, very on ground with Nigerian political news. What's your projection for tomorrow, Anambra election?
To be very honest, this projection is very simple. Soludo is going to win landslide. If you look at the candidate of APC, with all the debt hanging around him, the national disgrace that we've seen online, he has not put forth a very robust campaign between himself and Soludo. Without mincing words, it's been like a market type or market woman type of campaign, throwing jabs at each other and not talking about issues that the Anambra people will want to hear about. How do you safeguard them? How do you grow their economy? How do you, automate the IDR of Anambra State? How do you give accessible roads, accessible medical facilities? Those are the issues that I expected to have seen in the Anambra election. But unfortunately, the candidates from all the other parties have not shown significant power and oratory. How do I put it? They've not shown significant power and interest in running a very robust campaign. So, and again, there's an unwritten agreement, I would say, about ABGA and the legacy of Ikemba Odumegwu Ojukwu. You saw Bianca everywhere campaigning. So, will Anambra State want to, erase the legacy of Ikemba Odumegwu Ojukwu? I doubt very much. Soludo is not the best. Everybody expected him to have been very robust and very active in providing a lot of facilities in Anambra State and governing Anambra in a way that people had very high expectations of him. But then he's been a shadow of himself when you compare him to Abia State. Alex Oti has done tremendously very well. And I think what I would say is if Soludo wins the election, all the Southeastern governors need to go on a pilgrimage to Abia State to understand the blueprint of Governor Alex Oti. We want to see better things happening in Igbo land. And I don't see why it's not a thing of pride. If I have somebody who is better than me, I will not be jealous of you. I will go to you to understand what makes you special and how I can take, learn from you to become something. So I don't see why some of these Southeastern governors will not have periodic meetings with the governor of Abia State to understand how he's been able to generate the money that he's doing something with. But my take on Anambra tomorrow, Soludo is going to win.
Okay.
I
Soludo is
have
going to
I
win.
have a question. I have a question. Amazi Obi, I know you're saying that Soludo is going to win, but let's ask this critical question here. Is he going to win because he's that popular and people love him so much that they're going to vote for him? Or is he
No.
going to win simply because there is that unwritten rule? As you know, most of them signed these 15 candidates, they signed the peace accord, prior to saying that there will be no war. No, they're going to make sure that they maintain peace. So my question to you is it because people are going to vote for him because he belongs to ABGA, or people are going to vote for him because he's been a fantastic governor for the past 4 years? People are going to vote for him because all the expectations that they have on him, he's fulfilled it. Which one is it? Why?
You see, I learned something today from Dr. Ibe. Dr. Ibe looked at issues from different perspective, and that's something I need to take home. And you've asked the question based on what Dr. Ibe said to us today. So, first of all, Anambra people are going to vote on emotions. One,
Ah,
they want to maintain the legacy of Ojukwu. Secondly, the other candidates have not proven themselves to be an alternative. Thirdly, Soludo has not done enough to warrant him coming a second term. But then, compared to other people, apart from the Labour candidate, the other two candidates have not done well at all in terms of going around the whole community instead of in terms of providing an alternative good governance, instead of talking in terms of their even their manifesto. They did not run a robust campaign. So Soludo has been to all the local government areas. He's done what he needs to do. He's in good books with the Catholic bishops and Anglican bishops. And once you have those two groups, winning Anambra election is going to be there. The very multimillionaires that decide what and how the people in Anambra vote are all silent. They don't like Soludo's style of governance, but notice something, they did not come out robustly to tell you that Soludo should go. So all the billionaires in Anambra have maintained a compromised silence. And that is why you might see Soludo being victorious on the day. Tinubu is not like Buhari that will want to, do everything for his candidate to win. He has not shown any significant interest in Anambra, and that's why I said that unwritten code that Anambra should remain ABGA is still there, is still working. However, you will still see that Anambra will not go against the federal government. So the other candidates, apart from Mohalo, they are neither here nor there. There was no robust campaign from them at all. I don't even know why they came out to run for governorship. We did not see anything happen like in other states of the federation where we saw serious campaign going on, vehicles crisscrossing across the whole of the state, people campaigning in the rural areas, people talking about issues where you saw them, throwing jabs. Anambra election, nobody is taking it very seriously. So it's like a rubber stamp for Soludo tomorrow, honestly.
Rubber stamp for Soludo. Now, Godwin, I don't know if you're following the Anambra thing. There was this beautiful lady that came out to run under the, I think that's Sowere's party.
Yes.
And somehow she got people's head, wow, there was that siren of. But what I'm trying to say here is it time also women begin to make efforts? It's not just a male thing. It should be both gender. The two creatures on earth, woman, man. Anambra had just one lady there, and we're still not seeing these ladies come out, the women, the female gender. What do you say, Godwin?
First of all, I would like to say I've really learned a lot from your insights, especially from Mazi Obi, from the Anambra political party landscape, and grateful for that. I would like to add just my little sense on that. But I want to just point one thing I noticed first of all from Sir George's question. He asked the question, and he said, "Are they voting for because of A, or are they voting because of B?" And that alone tells me one thing, that people's vote matter in Anambra State. And no one is talking about anything being rigged, but rather the reason for why they are voting. And that is very commendable. And I commend the Anambra people for having that kind of reputation and organization to make even those outside of Anambra and Imus and Nigeria to believe that their votes matter, but the reason why they vote can be discussed. Also, concerning women, you asked about. Women. There are a lot of capable women who can be there. But the thing is, we've seen with the DEI is movement, which we see also in the United States, diversity, equity, inclusion. Thing is that it always usually compromises on competence. And competence, in my opinion, should always be the main reason for making such decisions. And also, when you ask most women, there are lots of women who would like to be in power, but most women are happier really supporting their man and taking care of their family. A woman who has a family and has a children that are well taken up by her man and her needs were taken up by her man seems to be happier than those who are successful career-wise and who have abandoned their family. So there is still very grave implications from upsetting what with natural tendencies and traditions as we see it. So we shouldn't push too much towards equalization of everything without considering the risks and the consequences. But there are lots of capable women. But even the women, when you tell them, for example, you look into the workforce of today, they tend to choose office jobs, white collar jobs. They don't go into menial labor, mechanical engineering. They go more to human resources, those kind of jobs, secretary, nurses, those kind of jobs. That's what you find them, they choose for themselves.
For themselves.
Pressurizes them.
Georgie,
Yes.
you lived in Anambra State. Tomorrow is the election. What do you see happen? What's your take on?
Well, there is an unwritten rule about the power of incumbency. So the reason why I asked the question is because we know that there is that power of incumbency when you are sitting there. So you have to make a decision whether you will allow somebody else to come and take your seat, or whether you're going to sit and don't get up so that nobody else will come and sit. So it's a riddle. So you understand.
Incumbency fatigue syndrome. When the people's vote matter, incumbency fatigue syndrome is more important. So it doesn't seem to be playing here. It means he's racked up a lot of good credit that can make up for any lapses which he's currently doing now. If he doesn't have enough good credits from his previous works as governor, central bank, and all of that, probably the incumbency fatigue syndrome would have prevailed so much more so that the people whose votes matter in Anambra State would have been able to upstage the balance.
Yeah. And another thing also is most of these other candidates are what you call social media candidates. They have not done their due diligence when it comes to having the ground to run, to go to the people, like what
Maziobi.
our brother Maziobi was just saying. So most of them are social media. They do interviews in social media. They post on Facebook and all over the place, and and they're very. You see them there, but when it comes to that, going from one area to another to talk
grassroots mobilization. Grassroots mobilization.
We saw that the governor got into trouble because of some statements that he made about go and vote and then you will be rewarded. Those little things there is what is putting him on the map. And as bad as it might be, it's still publicity. So he got a free press all over the world for that comment that he made. So when you compare that, the names of other candidates are not very well known. When you really compare, even what that thing did alone for him is incredible. So not all bad news is bad news when it comes to politics.
All right, gentlemen, listen, our time is up. We wish we could be going further, but we want to keep it on this 1 hour stream. But you guys have done so well. Beautiful insight here. Wonderful opinion. Maziobi, what's the last word for the day before we go?
My last word for the day is about the Nigerian issue, where I just pray nobody puts a foreign military base in our territory, in Igbo land. We would fight it with everything in us. If anybody wants to put a foreign military base, please, they should take it to where there is conflict. Igbo land is safe. We don't want a military base in our country. Any negotiations, because there has been rumor something is about to be established in Port Harcourt, I just believe is a rumor. We do not want any foreign military base in our territory. We don't want to have significant number of children without fathers that will disappear and go back to America. So they should find somewhere else and put their foreign military base. Having said that, I think seriously, we as Nigerians need to begin to look, deeply at the security concerns of our citizens, and we should all work together to make sure that every Nigerian is safe wherever he is, and not just about the Christians or Muslims or anybody being killed. We should equally actively look at the governor of Lagos State and the devastation that he's causing to the lives of people that reside in Lagos. That's something else that has killed a lot of people from high blood pressure. Some have committed suicide. The way he's demolishing virtually everything while people are sleeping. Somebody needs to call the governor of Lagos State to order. Thank you very much, viewers.
Godwin. Yes.
Well, my last word is I would like to thank the President of America and others who have shown interest in the security situation in Nigeria. But I also like to encourage them to move beyond words and the pretense of interest, if it is, if or it isn't, and move towards more stringent policies that will show real desire to solve the situation. For example, all stolen funds from Nigeria are stored in the West. Some of the funds that have been looted are still taking donkey years to return. I think if they start with those, it will speak much more volumes than any social media truth social post. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Godwin. Yes, big man George, go ahead.
Yeah, yes. My last words will be the Nigerian government. Take this situation seriously. What is happening in the Middle Belt? Take it seriously. Trump is not threatening the government. He's not threatening Nigeria. He's threatening to take action against the terrorists that have just killed thousands upon thousands of people. Take it seriously. And if you need help, ask him for help to destroy this nonsense, this cancer that has been destroying us, and make plans to return the people from their ID camps to their own ancestral homes. Help them to rebuild. This is the food basket of Nigeria. So let's stop all this nonsense we are doing, giving excuses, motion with no progress. I just hope that Nigerian government will take this thing, because part of the reason why many presidents are not able to do this is because of the fear of what the Ofulani oligarchy is going to do. They are just planning and destroying everything that is supposed to make Nigeria stable. So let's take it seriously. I'm praying for the president. I'm praying for his family. I'm praying for all the governors and all the leaders in Nigeria, that they will look in the same direction together to take us to that promised land. And I pray for the country that I'm in also, that we will have peace in that country. Thank you, Mazi Obi, for what you are saying about the Lagos situation. That's another issue that needs to be touched if care is not taken soon. That what is happening now in the Middle Belt, if they are not careful, Igbos in Lagos and in other areas that are being maligned needs to go to Trump and cry out for what is happening there, because it is something that we have seen. They're doing it, underhandedly, and they're destroying our businesses. And like you said, thousands, a lot of people are dying, crying out because of what is going on. Put a human face to what you are doing and walk in love. All of us is one Nigeria. It's not divided. Thank you.
Wow, gentlemen, beautiful. I mean, I wish we could be having this same frame every day, every time we come. Thank you, Mazio B. Mazio B, your words, we will try and make those last statements go viral. George, awesome. And Godwin, God bless you guys. Viewers, this is it. We've come to our thing, 7th November 2025. We've done it from, like we say, the African in diaspora standpoint, giving our little views on news. So till we come again on Monday, between the line, have a beautiful weekend, everybody, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. God bless you.